Hey everybody, welcome back to Harmon Garage. I'm Aaron. Today we're going to get back on Project HotShot and start getting some body panels swapped out, getting her all stripped down, getting a few things fixed up, and getting it ready for body work. The bed's mounted so we can take it back off when we're ready for paint and stuff on that. But first, I got the finishing touch on my little girl's birthday present. If you guys didn't see the last video, you should go back and check it out. This thing was a really cool transformation and pretty neat. But we're working on HotShot today. My son's gonna come over and help me pull the hood and take the front seat out because it's easier to do with two people. And he doesn't like being on YouTube. So I'm gonna go pick him up real quick, come back and take the hood off, take the seat out, and then I'll film everything else so you guys can see what's going on. So here we go. All right, well, I brought my son over and we got the hood off. And I had to take this door off anyways because I'm switching it out. So to take it off made it easier to pull the seat out. So we just went ahead and took the door off too. But let's look around and see what we can find in this old truck that's sat for 10 plus years. Looks like we got a screwdriver. I'm gonna call that a tire thumper. That looks like some kind of custom lug wrench or something. I got samples for shingles. What else is in here? Lighter. I think it still works. Holy crap, it does. That's impressive. Got a grocery store bag with 20-inch Husqvarna chainsaw chain. That's cool. Food wrappers. There's tons of bolts and nails in here. What is this? That's NSFY. Not safe for YouTube. Little old girly magazine. We'll keep that off the channel. It's a pen. I don't think it's gonna work anymore. Whatever that was is moldy. Hey, another lighter. Think we can go 2 for 2? Nope, that one don't even spark. The protector lubricant. A little screwdriver handle that's got a slide in bit. I don't see the bit here anywhere. Bunch of broken glass. That was a push button switch of some kind. No idea. But that's all I really see in here. Got anything in here? No. No. I think we already went through this when I did the Will It Start video. Pens, pencils, knife. Nothing up here. Nothing up here. That's about it. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and finish tearing this thing down, start getting it ready for body work, see what kind of condition the floors are in and stuff, and go from there. All right, I'm gonna start pulling the interior out first, just because I wanna get it all out and get it cleaned up so it can dry out in here a little bit. Everything underneath the seat's nice and wet. So So we'll start dash pad, and then we'll get all the other stuff off of here. If you guys are interested in seeing how to redo one of these dash pads instead of buying a $350, $400 replacement, hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to redo this one and put it back in here looking brand new. Alright, I got the dash pad all unscrewed now. So we should just be able to lift up on it. Pull out. There we go. Alright, we got that out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and take that shifter boot off of there. That shift knob looks like it's pretty well rusted on there. I'm going to have to get a wrench and try to get that off. Yeah. Or we'll just take the whole shifter out. But I'm going to get that off. I'm going to get some of this crap cleaned up in here. And then we're going to pull this floor mat out. Alright. I got as much of the crap out as I could and the vinyl floor mat, which we're replacing, so I just tore it up and threw it away. But I got out as much as I could by hand. So now I'm going to take the old trusty shop vac here and see what else we can get out. I really wanted to get all this out first because there was literally puddles of water under that seat. And I want to get this all cleaned up the best I can so that it can dry. So, you guys like that music I played during my time lapse? Oh, you do? Alright, well here, I'll go ahead and play some for you. Okay, so as you saw, I got it all cleaned up, vacuumed up, and yeah, we found some stuff. By the way, the last 3 shop vacs I've bought suck. I mean, they don't suck. They don't work very good. Like, I haven't been able to find a good shop vac that works. I've read reviews and stuff, and oh, this one's great. Okay, I'll buy that one. No. Oh, hey, look, this one's good. Nope. So, if you guys know of a shop vac that will work good and suck up just about anything you try to suck up with it, send it to me. Or send me the info about it so I can buy one, because these just aren't cutting it. I mean, anyways, we got it vacuumed out, and we found this. Inner rocker shot. Got a little bit scraped out here. We got one little piece of our lip for our, well, we had one little piece. It's a little bit of weather stripping lip up here, and the channel up here is good back to about right here. So I'm not going to do floor pans and inner rockers. I'll take this and cut it about here and make a panel and weld it in there and clean it all up, and I'll do the same thing up here. I'll cut it here, bring it back, and we'll remake the little channel that goes in here with a lip for the weather stripping. So other than that, I got a lot of the crap out of it. I still got to do a lot of cleaning because I can't spray paint on that. And this side over here, as of right now, is not as bad. It's got this hole back here. I should be able to patch pretty easy, and most of my weather stripping lip is there. It's a little rough right here, but I'll fix that when I patch that. But I don't know what the rest of it is like, because it is filled solid with who knows what. There's dirt. This out here is some kind of, I don't know, mortar or paste or something. It's white, whatever it is, the same stuff that's running down over here. But I'm going to spend some time chiseling all this crap out of here so I can inspect down in there and see what it looks like. Luckily, I found a free screwdriver under the seat that I can beat on, and if I destroy it, I don't care because I just found it and it was free. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, and then we'll move on with tearing the rest of the truck apart, getting ready for body work. Alright, so I got those channels cleaned out pretty good, and I had the shop janitor clean up the mess I made all over the floor. So, yeah, I'm the shop janitor. Did a little bit of cleanup. Got this channel cleaned out pretty well. If I had a decent shop vac, I probably would have cleaned it out better. But for now, that's going to be clean enough. We can start doing metal work on those where we got a patch. But have I ever showed you guys how to take a windshield out of one of these trucks? I don't think I have. So we're going to get set up, and we're going to pull this windshield out because we need it out to paint. It'll make it easier to get all the stuff off of the dash, and it's broken anyway, so we got to replace it. So let's get this windshield yanked out of here. Alright, the first thing we got to do to get the windshield out is take these wiper arms off. I mean, I guess we wouldn't necessarily have to take them off, but we got to pull them anyways. So Just take a little flat blade screwdriver and go in on the back side here, and there's a little locking clip. Get in behind that clip and push it out, and they don't come off very easy, especially when they've been on there for a long time. So, see if I can get one of them off. Alright, you don't want to do this part if you got really nice paint on your truck, but we don't. Just get a little pry bar in there. You can put some tape down and tape the tip of a pry bar and put it in there and kind of, you know, do the same thing. Once you get something in there with some leverage and push on it, it comes out pretty easy. But got that one off. We're going to take the other one off, and then we'll yank this windshield out. Now we got the wiper arms off. Some trucks have this little trim piece here, some don't, but most likely it's going to have it. So you're going to want to pry that out, get it out of the way, and then you can get this locking strip that's in here. And you just go around. You can reuse these, but they're not terribly expensive. If you are going to reuse it, don't pull on it real hard when you're taking it out, because it'll stretch it out real bad. So, I don't remember if I ordered a new gasket for this or not, but I'm just not going to pull real hard just in case we reuse it. And you just take it all the way down, get it all the way out. There's our locking strip. And then most of the time, you go around and kind of loosen this inner edge up. Make sure it's not really stuck to the window anywhere. If you're not reusing your windshield, you can even take a screwdriver, run it in there. And then what I do is I just put my hand behind it, try to pop it a little bit. Kind of, this one's broke, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but try to get it moving a little. It's stuck to that inner part pretty good. Usually you can just kind of tap on them and get them to move. If they're really stuck like this one seems to be, you can get in here with your foot and kick it out. Kind of like that. And then I better put some gloves on. Once again, if the windshield's not broke and you want to reuse it, the best thing to do is cut the weather stripping seal and take it out that way. This one is really stuck in here. It don't want to come out at all. And I really don't want to just kick it on the engine because I don't want to get glass all over the motor. So you just got to be careful and work it out. It's supposed to be safety glass, but there's shards coming off, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. guess we'll get something to cover that carburetor up, and I guess I'll just go in there and tap it out with my foot, because it looks like that's what it's going to take to get it out. And then once we get all that done, we can pull the shop vac that doesn't suck out again and not clean up all the glass that gets everywhere. I really don't want to make this mess all over my shop. It's stuck in there pretty good, so I think what we're going to do is get our razor knife out and cut it out. Sometimes you just got to give in, let it win. So we're just going to go at the top end here of where our seal was, or our locking strip was, and we're just going to cut the seal all the way around below the windshield. Like so. Alright, now this thing should pop right out. Oh, it's making me look like an idiot, isn't it? I thought I did a pretty good job of that myself already, but this is really trying to make it better, I guess. Probably not a terrible idea to wear safety glasses while you do this too. Hence why I went and put mine on. Like I said, sometimes they come out fairly easy. I've taken a lot of them out and put them in different trucks or put them back in the same truck or whatever. This one, for some reason, is stuck. Like really stuck. Now, hopefully I can get this out of the shop in one piece without it exploding all over the floor. Alright guys, wish me luck, this thing don't fall and explode all over me. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm going to go back and get the rest of this seal out, get all this glass cleaned up, and then we'll move on. Alright, I know I'm kind of bouncing all over the place here with taking this thing apart, but I'm just bouncing all over the place. I take one thing apart and then I look and see something I haven't taken off yet and go, oh, I can take that off, but Next thing we're going to take off is this front end. One of the headlight doors is already missing. This one's all broke to crap. We already have new ones. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off. And we've got all kinds of extra screws and whatever else. There's some backwoods custom work going on here. But we'll put it all back right when... Can you be quiet? We'll put it all back right when we go back together with it. Not even sure what kind of screw this is, but not sure it was necessary to hold this light door on. Alright, now there's a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. We got that off. See if I can get this screw out, the broken off tab over here. Alright, that headlight door is already off, and this isn't the style of trim piece that's supposed to be down here. This is some backwoods custom work. Not sure what happened. It was in a rack and somebody made something that fit on here, or whatever they did, I don't know. But it's got some big screws holding it in at both ends, and it's got some U-bolts holding it to the grill here. I'm guessing that's the grill mount. I don't know. But, like I said, we're going to pull this all apart, and we'll go back together with it the way it's supposed to be. So, I'm not going to make you guys watch all this crap. They've got drywall screws holding the bottom of the grill in with some all thread that they've bent into U-bolts, and I don't know what else is going on. So, I'm going to see what I can do about getting all this out, and then I'll bring you back once we get it done. Alright. Sorry guys, I'm not filming a lot of this. It's extremely hot in here today, and I can't film with the fans on. But I still want to get stuff done, and I still want to get videos made, so next thing I'm doing here, I'm just going to pull these headlights out. Alright, well, that's out. Should have done that with the first one. I might not have busted my finger. Okay, headlights are out. Oh, that's broke. I'll get that out later. Not worried about the horn. I'm going to take this front off and paint it black back in here. And I'll paint the horn black too. But I didn't get a whole lot done today because I had some stuff I had to do this morning, moving some vehicles around and stuff like that. And it's been really hot and I've been pushing through. But it's the end of the day now. I'm gonna head home and we'll get back early in the morning. Hopefully it'll be a little cooler and we'll bang out stripping this truck down. So y'all grab something to drink and I'll be right back. Alright, it's the next morning. We're back. A little bit cooler. I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of this truck torn down. I know this may not be the most exciting video I've ever done, but I'm doing a process on the build of this truck and this is part of the process, so we got to go through everything. I'm going to get this fender off. We got to take what's left of these cab lights off. Take the seat belts out. Probably pull the gauge cluster. And take the light off of this fender. Take this mirror off, get our sill plates off here, or our rain gutters off, our rear cab trim off. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff. We're gonna get everything stripped down, and then once we get that done, I'll pull the bed back off and pop that back window out, and then we'll be ready to start body work on this thing. So I'm gonna get ready to go and we'll get started. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is pull this fender off and once we get the fender off and I get the rest of the truck stripped down, I'm going to go ahead and hang the new door and hang the new fender, make sure they align good and all that stuff, and then we'll leave them on while we body work it, and then I'll probably pull the doors back off to paint it. So I'm gonna get this battery out of here and go ahead and get the fender off. we got the fender off, I'm going to go ahead and take the seat belts and stuff like that out. I'm just going to keep going through and pulling stuff off, and then I'll show you guys what I pull off and what I got done. And then once I get everything stripped down, then we'll go through a little in-depth part on hanging the door and the fender and realigning them and all that stuff. So I'll set the camera up, kind of time lapse so you can see me pull everything out, and then we'll get her to our port. Alright, for right now, while we're just getting ready to do body work, I pretty much got everything stripped off that I'm going to strip off. Before I paint it, I'll take the windows out, stuff like that. But for right now, I just want to get going on the body work and the prep work for all this and that, and some pretty good dents in the roof. Got to fix this upper cowl panel here. I'm going to take that off in a second. It's all bent up. But I need it to align that new fender right over here to make sure I get my distance right. So what we're going to do now, since it's pretty well stripped down, is we got our new door here. New to us door. I'm gonna go ahead and take the glass out, take the mirror off. This was a power door, so I'm gonna strip all the guts out of it. And then once I get it stripped, I'll put the door on first, because I always do that because you're aligning everything off of your cab. So you put your door on first, then line your fender up to your door. So I'm gonna strip that door and get it ready to hang. And then once we get the door on, we'll hang the fender, and then she'll pretty much be ready to start body working. I got my door all stripped down. Now, it's a lot lighter now that I stripped it down, but I'm going to show you guys how I hang these doors by myself. It's not super easy, but this way that I do it makes it so it's not really all that hard. But I'm going to hold the door up, and I'm going to get 2 of the bolts started, 1 in each hinge, just loosely, and then I'll put a jack underneath it, and I can kind of jack it up and work it in and out and do what we got to do to get the bolts tight. So I'm going to go ahead and slap this on. We'll get it lined up, and then we'll move on to the fender. Okay, I got 2 bolts started in my hinges. Now I'm going to start the other 4 bolts, and then first I'm going to snug down those 2 bolts, not tight at all, just so they're not hanging so much, and then I'll start my other 4 bolts, and then we'll get the jack over and start lining the door up. Man, another hot one today. Trying to get this done. I guess it's a new diet plan for me. I'm just going to sweat until there's nothing left of me. I'll lose some weight quick. Okay, while I'm snugging these up, I'll explain to you. All the square bodies I've done, I mean, there's been hundreds of them. I've never found two doors that fit the same. So what I'm going to do is, you can see the marks on the hinges where the old door hung. And I'm going to line them up on those marks and tighten it down. And then that'll be my starting point. And then I'll close the door, we'll check our gaps, all that kind of stuff, and see how far off it is and see where we need to adjust it. I'm not cranking anything down tight, I'm just making it snug enough that it stays. So. Get my jack over here. Since I don't have the fender on, I can kind of get my windshield gap and my gap up here where I need it to be, like this. I'm just going to snug up one bolt, and then it's really tight. I'll bring you guys in with the other camera and show you a little bit more of this, but if you look, we got a decent gap up at the top. Oh, wrong button. We got a decent gap up at the top, but when you come down here to the bottom, there's no gap at all. So that tells me the bottom of the door's got to come forward. And in order to get the bottom of the door forward, I have to move the hinge on the truck. It's not going to do it from the door, because it doesn't really move that way. So I'm going to go ahead and get these bottoms bolts. The doors going in and out is about where we want it, and our gap up there is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and snug these bottom bolts down, at least the two that I can get to, and I'm going to loosen the hinge on the truck. As bad as that other door was bent up, there's a good chance all this stuff's been tweaked or moved. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to very gently get a pry bar and try to work this door up where I want it. Then I'll snug it back down. So we're good there. We need to come in a little bit at the bottom. Right about there. A lot of people use like paint stir sticks and stuff to get their door gaps. I probably should, but I just eyeball them. So I'll bring you guys over here in a second and show you the gaps and stuff. But my gap along the bottom of the door is perfectly even front to back. It matches my gap back here, which is good. My body line lines up perfect with the cab. And my gap all the way around the top is pretty good too. I might have to tweak this door a little bit because the gap's pretty big up here at the top. But that's has nothing to do with the hinges, that's the door itself. So, but other than that, let me bring you guys over here and I'll show you what our alignment looks like. I don't know how good a camera angles I'm gonna get because I'm not that great of a cameraman, but in person, this gap is good, straight. Like I said, the door's a little out up top here, but that's gonna be bending the door in because it lines up down here. So the door itself, somebody probably locked their keys in their car and tweaked the door, but gap is good and pretty consistent all the way down. Gap across the bottom, nice and consistent and even, and our body line lines up perfect. So I need to pull the striker out a little bit, but I also don't have any weather stripping in here. So when you get the weather stripping in there, that's going to push out on the door a little bit more, so the striker might be okay. Like I said before, this door is going to be coming back off again when I paint. I just want it on there to line up the fender. So I've got the door where I'm happy with it. So we're just going to leave it there like it is for now. And then I'm going to hang my fender and get it all lined up to the door. And that should get us pretty darn close. I don't have the hood on, so I can't line it up to the hood, but I can line it up with the cowl panel, which should be all right. And if we got to make some adjustments later, it's no big deal, because we got to bodywork everything anyways. So I'm going to start throwing that fender on. All right, so I'm kind of sort of going to do the fender the same way I did the hood. I get my hood spring out of the way, but I'm going to get this over here and get it set in place. Okay, so my gap up here at the top looks okay, but my body line is high on the fender and my gap is tight down here at the bottom. So what that tells me is the front of the fender needs to come up. So before I get started doing anything else, I'm going to come over here and get a bolt in my fender in the front. Just started to hold it, and then Now I got a gap at the bottom and no gap at the top. So a lot of that's going to come with shimming the fender up over here. So I remember that there was 2 shims in it before with the other fender. So I'm just going to throw 2 shims in there. Kind of use that as my starting point. I'm going to kind of make my gap what I want it to be. My body line's too high. So take one of these shims back out. And that's pretty close there. I'm going to get this about where I want it. Snug that down. And that brought my body line pretty dang good. Now I'll take this and pull it in. And I noticed it's way inside the door, so I need to put some shims in there. You guys even see what I'm doing? Kinda. Yeah. So I need the door to sit, or the fender to sit right about there. And that's going to need to be shimmed a little bit. So I'm going to get the bolt that goes down there, and I'll get it started. I got that bolt started. Now I'm going to get under there. I've got some shims here. I'll put those in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and snug this bolt down and see if it sucks that fender in where we want it. Okay. I got my threads all cleaned up, got my bolt in, and I got it shimmed. It matches the body down here, it matches the door, and then there's a low spot in the door in the center. So it's even and nice here. I can come out just a tad at the top. The door's in a little bit here, and then down here it's good again. So that might just be relief for the door opening, but because they always bow, the fenders always bow a little bit in the center. So my gap looks okay. I might bring the bottom back just a little. Let's see if it'll come back just a little. Oh yeah, it came back. Now, so our door opens without hitting anything. I gotta adjust that striker, but our gap looks good. Our body line's lined up. I'm going to bring the top of the fender out just a tad, so it lines up a little bit better. If I can find what I did with my pry bar. Did you guys see where I put it? You didn't take it, did you? No? Oh, here it is. So once again, I'll just lightly pry on this. Dang it, I had a perfect gap and I lost it. Alright, now we got that out where we want it. The body line still looks great. Our gap looks good. Now, you've got a bolt for the fender that goes in right here also. I don't know if you can see it in there. And that also helps with your in and out adjustment. So since we already have our in and out adjustment where we want it, I'm gonna grab another bolt here. And where this is sitting, I need at least one shim in there to keep it where it's at. Everybody does this different. For me, the major adjustment points are that bolt on top and that bolt on the bottom. That gets you really close to where you need to be. And so I usually set those first, and then I just run a bolt in here with a shim to keep it where it's at because I already got it where I want it. And then your front bolts should be pretty close to lined up, and you kind of just work with them to get them where they need to be. I'll snug this one down. That's going to be down there when there's bolts in it. And we'll close our door again. And you guys can see, maybe you can see, our gap looks really good. All the way down, all the way up. You look down the side, the body's nice and even. Body line lines up perfect. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, the door's going to come back off. I need to tweak it a little bit. It's perfect on the fender and everything. It's just got a big gap up top here, so I need to bend that top in. The back is good. The doors are all good. So I got to go ahead and put the front bolts in the fender up here where it bolts to the core support. And then there's like 6 or 8 bolts, probably 8 bolts that go around to bolt the inner fender to the fender. So there's core support bolts, inner fender bolts, and then this fender and door will be mounted, and I got everything. The fender's tight already. The door is tight enough that it's not going to move, but I'm taking it back off anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the bolts in the fender and tighten them down, and we'll have our new body panels fitted. Alright, you saw we got the door and the fender hung. This side looks pretty good, body lines lined up, gaps and everything aren't bad. I didn't do anything to that side, but this side looks pretty dang good. Fender and door are in perfect shape. I got my gaps lined up, matched everywhere. They look good. I got the door bent a little bit so it sits better. Gap back here is perfect. Real happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks great. Sorry if I seem a little down. I've sweated out all of my energy. I don't got a whole lot left. It's really humid in here. But I just got done talking to the guy that owns the truck, and he decided he doesn't want to spend the money painting it. So I'm going to fix the holes in the rockers that I showed you guys already. I might try to do a little something with this dent up here, and then we're just going to clean it up real good, put it back together with a brand new interior, new windshield, all that stuff, clean it really good, and then it's going to go up for sale. So we're not going to get all the bodywork and paint that we talked about, but we're going to do our best, and we're going to make it look as good as we can, and that'll do it. So, but we got it all stripped down, which we needed to do to clean it up and put stuff back together right anyways. We got all new grill pieces for it. I need to fix the bumper brackets. I need to fix the dash pad. I needed to strip the interior out to put the new interior in. So we didn't really tear anything apart that I didn't need to anyways. So in the next video, we're gonna fix the rust on the inner rockers and do a little bit of body work. I'm still gonna straighten this out. Like I said, I might do a little something with that up there, but then we're gonna clean it very well and start going back to the back together with it. So that's gonna do it for this video. Please subscribe, comment, like, share, ring the bell, all that stuff. I appreciate all you guys. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.